Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be looking at possibly the greatest feature to ever appear within QuickBooks Online. Certainly my favourite tool, and I think once you've seen this video it's going to be your favourite tool as well. Roll the intro and let's go straight into it. Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Aaron Patrick. I'm a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Bookkeeping, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning, 8:30 AM for Ask the Accountant. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about the best tool I believe has ever come into QuickBooks Online. Now originally it was for accountants only, and us accountants would absolutely love this tool to the end of the world. It was an absolute masterpiece on being efficient. Then QuickBooks Advanced came along and it gave an opportunity for our clients to get hold of it as well. So that's right, this tool is now not only exclusively for accountants, but it's for everyone as long as you use QuickBooks Advanced. Now if you like this tool as much as I think you will do, and I think you're going to love it, and you're not an accountant and don't have access to it from the accountant's toolbox, then stay tuned to the end of the video, because at the end of the video I'm going to let you know where you can get a discounted version of QuickBooks Online Advanced, so you can use this tool as well. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it and let's go find one of the greatest tools of all time. Okay, straight away, where is it? Well, it's under the accountant's tools. Now again, if you are a user and not an accountant, you do have access to it, but if you have to be using QuickBooks Advanced. If you're using QuickBooks Advanced, you'll find it in your company settings, top right hand corner, and you'll find it there. But we're going to go to our tool and we're going to go to the one and only Reclassify Transactions. Now Reclassify Transaction is an amazing tool. The reason it's so good is because it's so quick and efficient at being able to do things. Let's show you some examples. First of all, you get this wonderful view on the left hand side. This view lets you switch between profit and loss and balance sheet, accrual and cash, and you can find an account from here. On the right hand side, you get a bit of a filter. So we can select individual accounts. There are chart of accounts down there. And then on the left hand side, on the right hand side, and then on the right hand side, we can choose different date ranges. Now I'm going to extend my date range massively so that I've got more data to look at. You can then filter between type, class, location, VAT, customer services, or modifying. Press find transactions, left hand side, you get all the information based on your filter. Now this is where it gets powerful, because I use this not only to reclassify, as we're going to show in a moment, but also it's a great place to review. So for example, I'm going to have a look at this rent expense just here. Now this rent expense has all these different payments coming through. They're all going through from here. Now in this case, I'm probably pretty happy with that one, so I don't need to change anything. But what if I start looking at things like this? Looking at my insurance, and I'm going through and I'm going, actually these two aren't insurances, they should have been actually utilities for my water payment. And if that's the case, then I need to figure out how to quickly change them. Now I could jump into the transaction quite easily, and from here I could then change each of these individually, or I could be far more efficient. Now don't forget, you can filter everything at the top here. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to filter so that I'm going to filter the type, and I'm only going to show checks. That way, when I say find all transactions, I only have two more, because I could either tick one, or I could tick all of them using this little button up here, and I could tick both at the same time. And then here's the magic. I press reclassify, I go to change accounts, and I change it from rent to water utilities. And then from there, I press apply, and as if by magic, my insurance now, if I go back to all filters, find there is only the one transaction. It's all been moved over. Nice and quick and easy. So you can see how this can be really powerful. It's also useful for things like class and location if you're going to be using them. So maybe you're going into your sales items here and you'll think to yourself, you know what, this, and this needs to have a location of Birmingham. So you can change location to Birmingham, press apply. Just like that, they've all been changed. Then my filter has all been approved. Let's go back to that sales, and I can go, well, actually these two here, well, that location should have been Edinburgh. So I go in, reclassify, change location, and move it to Edinburgh, apply. So if you need to retrospectively go through your data and put different locations against them, because maybe you're running a report of how profitable Birmingham versus Edinburgh is going to be, well, this is the quickest and easiest way of doing that. You select multiple transactions, you put and apply the location, and you're off to the races. You can also do the same with classes. So I can reclassify, change it, and say that everything in here is related to promotional items, and press apply. Those classes have been instantly done. And this is for thousands of transactions at a time if you need to. It is that powerful. The bit where it gets scarily powerful is if you need to start thinking about VAT. Let's go back to that rent information here. Now, every one of these have had a 20% VAT applied to it. And I can just justify and check that by doing a filter and finding only my 20% VAT transactions. Now, what if I find out that accidentally I've been claiming the VAT on this rent to only find out that I was never entitled to, and actually I should have only have put it as exempt. Now, if I click on the reclassify button here, there's 8 transactions. So 8 transactions isn't the biggest problem in the world to go through and change. But what about if there's 80 transactions or 800 transactions? That's a much bigger problem. And you may have to then go through and look at the way that you actually tell HMRC about these changes. You may have to go through a different procedure, but ultimately you need to make sure QuickBooks is right. And to make QuickBooks right, you need to change those from 20% to exempt. And it's this quick. I go to reclassify, I go to change VAT, and from change VAT, I go to exempt and I press apply. And if like that, I've done it. I've moved everything now. If I go back to all here, from 20% VAT to exempt. And what's really scary is just how powerful QuickBooks is to rectify that. So if I jump into my taxes area, go to the VAT section and run my next return, well, QuickBooks is going to realize that I've actually already put some of this information in. I've already submitted returns based on it. And it's going to create what's called your exceptions report just here. And this is a great example of what the exception reports actually is. Because as you can see here, I originally filed £250, £250 on these 2 rent expenses, when I should have done 0 because they should have been exempt. I went into it. I jumped into reclassifications. I jumped into there and I was able to go in and I was able to change it just like that. And that means now going forward, my VAT return is going to be correct. All the adjustments are corrected for me. I can go about just making sure going forward that I apply the exemption correctly on those transactions. Better yet, if you are using this solution as an accountant and you do what I highly suggest you do and use the workpapers functionality, then when you go to drill down within workpapers, it takes you straight to reclassification so you can make those adjustments as and when you need it. A reclassified transaction is by far one of the biggest game changers there's ever been within QuickBooks Online. It's the easiest and quickest way for you to go in and sort things out. Also, added bonus tip, if you use the report options feature as an accountant, we can actually set what our default functionality of the dates are going to be. So at the moment it's doing last month, but if I did last year, for example, and maybe extend this to 2023, have a right long period there, nice custom period there, then as soon as I go to reclassify transactions, that's the date range that appears up there. So I can really start honing in, and that's what I would tend to do when I first look at a client. I'll set the report option to be their last period that we're going to be looking at, maybe look to file, for example. And then what we do then is we go into the reclassification. It'll automatically put that dates on for me. So that's a nice little easy win. And then I can go through reviewing the items as I go along and just making adjustments. Oh, look, there's some services here. Let's reclassify that, change the account, and let's put that against sales, press apply, and it's all done. Then I can go in and say, look, let's look at the other one, depreciation here. Oh, look, I've been putting all of my depreciation to the same account when actually I need to split them up. So I can go through every other one, press reclassify, change the account, add a new one here if I need to. And I'm going to call this one expenses. I'm going to call it other expenses, call it depreciation. I'm going to depreciation computer. And then if like that, I've just now split my depreciation between computers and office equipment, and I've split them. So now I have two different depreciation expenses. I have the depreciation expense for one, and then I have another depreciation down here for my computer items as well. And it was that quick, right? I was just quickly going in, tick, 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 split. The other great thing to do is you can actually do customer and vendors as well. And this is where it becomes really powerful, right? Because there's going to be situations where you'll come in and you'll find that the sundry accounts just had everything posted against it. You've got BT bills, you've got EE bills, you've got fuel bills. Well, the best thing to do is to go into that area, look at that sundry one, go and filter by customer and suppliers, and every time a customer suppliers you recognise pops up, filter them down, do the reclassify, move all 12 at the same time, whatever the number's going to be, and there you are, you're off to the races. Again, absolutely love reclassification. It's one of my favourite tools, if not my favourite tool of all time within QuickBooks Online. And there is your opportunity to go and see it. And don't forget, it's not now just for accountants. If you think that this tool is going to be useful for your business, have a look at QuickBooks Advanced. QuickBooks Advanced comes with a lot more features than just this reclassification tool. But in my mind, this is one of the most powerful elements you get. And you get the opportunity to have a go at accountants' tools as well. And there we have it. My name has been Aaron Patrick. This video has been an absolute pleasure. And if you would like a very discounted version of QuickBooks Advanced, then use my link tree below, head over to the Boffix web store, and from the Boffix web store you'll be able to actually go and buy a discounted version of QuickBooks Advanced. My name has been Aaron Patrick. Let me know below, what do you think to reclassification? Do you absolutely love it, or do you think there's ways in which it could be improved? I'd love to hear from you about what is the best thing about it, or what do you think is the opportunity to make it even better. My name has been Aaron Patrick. This video has always been an absolute pleasure to do, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.